All right, so first up, we have Vin Diesel teases Paul Walker's character could return for Fast Furious 11, confirms April 2027 release. We are reuniting Dom and Brian O'Connor. So, did anybody really expect them not to do that? They've been teasing it ever since they cut the character of Brian. And, like, I think what was the end of Fast 9? They had his car coming up. Fast 10, they talk about him all the time. Fast 8, they talk about him all the time. He was in Fast 7. So, I don't know. I could see it happen, or was it 10 where he pulls up at the very? No, no, no. It was Fast 9 because 10 left on the cliffhanger. What I'm curious about is for Fast and Furious 11. It's been like what 3, 4 years by the time it finally comes out. How the heck are they going to keep his kid the same age? They have to recast the kid. There's no way that they're going to have the kid like be aged up like 4 or 5 years when the movie takes place immediately after. That'd be ridiculous. But anyways, let's get to the article here from Variety. Start your engines because Vin Diesel is promising a major return for Fast and Furious 11. On Saturday night, Diesel joined his Fast and Furious co-stars Tyrese Gibson and Cody Walker at Fuel Fest, a car enthusiast event in Pomona, California. During his brief appearance, Diesel told the crowd of fans what to expect from the final Fast and Furious film. He also confirmed a tentative release window of April 2027. So I think this movie was supposed to come out this year, and then he had the allegations or whatever come out against him, and then those have been dropped, and then they had to do reshoots or something because he did post a photo or something like that of the, like on set like last year at some point. So I don't know what the deal was, but anyways, the studio said to me, Vin, can we please have the finale of Fast and Furious in April 2027? Yeah, they're like, Vin, let's get this show on the road, bro. Let's get this done because we're tired of spending money on these films. I said under three conditions. First is to bring the franchise back to LA. The second thing was to return to the car culture, to the street racing. The third thing was reuniting Dom and Brian O'Connor. So, I mean, they've said that in all of them ever since Fast Five. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back street racing. We're gonna go back street racing. They do like one or two street races. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be a long movie if they want to do that. At least in Fast 10, they weren't like saving the world. It's just a dude that was going crazy like the Joker. It is unclear what Diesel means when suggesting that Paul Walker's cop turned street racer would return to the series. Paul Walker died in a car crash at the age of 40 in 2013. So if he were to star in the final Fast and Furious, he would need to be digitally inserted, which they've already done with his brother Cody, and I think Caleb is the other one. They did that for Fast 7. The latest film in the franchise, Fast X, was released in May 2023. It grossed more than $700 million worldwide at the end of its run against a colossal production budget of $340 million. So yeah, it lost money. Yeah, it lost money. Starring Diesel, Alan Rich. Okay, blah, blah. There goes the thing. It is unclear if Fast 11 will actually continue the story of Fast X after a long delay. Well, it should because it ended with a bridge getting blown up. Fuck. So anyways, what do you guys think about that? Would you like to see them return to LA, return to the street racing, and then have Brian return, of course? In Fast, what was it? It was 9 or 10. I think it was 9. They had flashback scenes of like a young Dom, young Letty, young oh, what's the brother's name? Jacob, young version of them. I would like to see that cast. I mean, maybe they're a little bit too old now, but take a young cast and do a prequel story. Show how the original team got together, how they grew up together, and everything like that, and lead it into the first one. I think a prequel story or series of that would be awesome. It truly would be kids street racing for money, street racing for clout, street racing for whatever. So I'm really looking forward to Fast 11 having an end, having a cap off, and I would really like them to do that as well. That's just my idea. Let me know if you got any ideas for what a Fast and Furious spinoff movie would or could or should be.